I am so sorry it's taken me so long to make this next chapter for The Excellent Wife. I've just been really busy, and the time that I have had available, I've used to rest and get things done that I've fallen behind on. I guess it'll be like this all month, so give me some grace if I'm not right on time with these Excellent Wife chapters, but definitely don't wait on me. Read on, because man, this book is richer than ever this time around. I guess the longer, well, I guess like in different times of your marriage, different things stick out to you, and it's been really convicting and just good stuff. So this chapter 14 is about how the Lord has provided resources for the wife's protection because we are in a submissive role and our husbands are in an authoritative role. We're not like doormats. God's provided ways for us for our protection, so that when our husbands use their authority, their leadership incorrectly, unbiblically, we're not just have to take it, which is oftentimes the world argument. So oftentimes that's exactly what the world wants to, zone in on when Christians say that wives are to submit to their husbands. It's like, well, then what are you supposed to do if he treats you like garbage or if he abuses you and all this stuff? It's like, don't talk about what you don't know about, ask questions, learn, and then talk. So the Lord has put into place resources to protect ourselves, if our husband's sinning against us or others. And it would be foolish not to use those resources. It would be foolish to live in abuse. It would be foolish to live in a marriage where you are being mistreated. God's provided a way to protect you against that. So don't sit and take it. So I did half of this the other day, so let me refresh my memory. Okay, so she says that these principles should be applied in order, and I said that it's probably really challenging, but the Lord will give the wife the grace she needs to apply these principles. And getting help, from an older woman is very wise. And then I thought it was really good that she put with caution, to get help from an older woman, but with caution, because sometimes women in the church even are wrongly taught to where they don't even know about these resources that God has provided, or where they would think you just have to endure, you just got to take it, you just got to deal with it, if your husband's living in sin, and that's unbiblical and wrong. So the first principle is communicate biblically. And this can be, this made me think more of, like, for lack of a better word, small sins. Like when you're in conflict and your husband's sinning against you because he's being unkind or he's being impatient. That is not like adultery, but it's still sinning against you, because he's called to be kind and he's called to be patient, because those are the attributes of love, and he's called to love you the way Christ loved the church, and that's not being loving. So tiny things like that, when your husband's sinning against you, one way to fight that, the first way, is to communicate biblically. And that is really, really huge struggle for me, because I've said before on one of my videos, I use the analogy of jumping in the pool with my husband instead of pulling him out. And we do that, we both fall into the trap of becoming angry and responding in angry, repaying evil for evil, like she says in this chapter, which is so convicting to me. My goodness, we're to repay evil with good, not evil for evil. And so my tone, our facial expression, that is like probably even more than the words we use. Because if you say certain words in a certain tone, it sounds really harsh. But if you use the same words with a kind tone, it can communicate a totally different message. We have to be so mindful and guarded in our speech and in our tone and in our face. Seeking peace, I put that with exclamation points. Overcome evil with good. Seeking peace, not seeking to be right, not seeking to have the last word, not seeking to rub their sin in their face and prove to them how bad what they did is, but seeking peace is should be our goal as believers. It's not easy because everything within us wants to fight back and be self-seeking versus peace-seeking. Our selfishness and our pride creeps in. And then she put give up too soon. I don't know what I meant by that, but I wrote give up too soon. I think that wives that are in hard situations with their husbands as far as communication, well, I've heard this for myself, will often say, I've tried for 3 weeks and nothing's changed. Well, sorry to break it to you, but sometimes it takes a really, really long time to restore things, and people often give up too soon. It takes a millisecond to destroy something, but it takes a lot longer to restore it. And so don't give up. Don't give up. The Lord is faithful and he will help you endure. Number 3 was a biblical appeal. And sweetness of speech increases persuasiveness. That's awesome. Was the passage used there? Yeah, this is really good. This, of course, she's referring to like when our husband asks us to do something sinful, you obviously have biblical protection to not have to do it, because if it's sinful, you are not to do it as a Christian. But I think that this applies even to non-biblical things. I have a personal example in my life. My husband pursued a certain career path, and at first